All right, party people. The moment of truth has arrived. I am here with my new Florian BM800 and my Jetfire figure on my desk, praying to Primus himself that this microphone isn't a piece of crap. Spoiler warning, this microphone is actually really good. I'm very proud of the quality. It does have a lot of fuzz, but I can easily fix that. Audacity is very useful. But I'm very happy about this microphone. I'm not disappointed with it at all. Yeah, on the video. If you know me, then you know. I am addicted to Transformers. So, Transformers was, and is, a crucial part of my childhood. It started off with Bayformers because giant robots were cool, and then it went to G1, and that was so long ago, I don't even remember how I found it. G1 was the Transformers show that I would come back to the most when I was a little kid. It was fun and exciting, and I was always fascinated with all these personalities and ideas put into the show. Now I'm at a point where I've seen the majority of Transformers shows and even read the entirety of IDW multiple times because I'm a weeb. The only shows I haven't seen are the Japanese ones because I don't know where I can watch them without the website trying to push hentai ads at my face. But you guys, we're not here to talk about G1 or anime Transformers. We're here to talk about Transformers War for Cybertron Siege, which is actually just G1 and anime thrown together, so I just invalidated that last sentence entirely. Ignore me. So, Transformers Siege is a 6-episode Netflix series telling the story of the last days of the Cybertronian War on Cybertron. Yes, you heard me right. This show is 6 episodes. I was able to finish this show in under 2 hours. You could almost say it's a movie split into segments. It's so short, it's criminal. It's so short that it kind of degrades the show a bit because all these things are happening and we don't get a lot of time to become invested in various characters and arcs fully. In spite of that though, the show is condensed in these 6 episodes reasonably well. You see the devastation the war brought on Cybertron. You see the conflict of 2 political factions who are fighting for similar things, but both causes are flawed, and you see the conflicts of both leaders and the people around them. It's incredible what they were able to make in just 6 episodes. Let's talk about the tone, because I think this is one of the areas of Siege that kind of throws people off. The tone of this show is very dark, it's very mature. You don't need the few and far between swear words to know that. It presents war, pride, honor, propaganda, desperation, the complete, whole package. It is so violent. The show does a good job with expressing all these things, and the visuals fit that tone so perfectly. The Autobots in this show are dwindling. They are a last-ditch effort to stop the Decepticons, who are winning the war with their sheer size and strength. The only reason why the Decepticons haven't won is that they don't know where the Autobot base is. If the Decepticons found the Autobot base, they'd be done for. The war would be over and Cybertron would belong to Megatron. However, despite how well I believe the tone is tackled in this show, it does leave one glaring issue. The Autobots. You'd think the Autobots would be the light in the show's darkness, but they're not. The Autobots in Siege are a hopeless wreck, lacking personality, faith, trust, and everything that makes the Autobots likable in the first place. Megatron says at the end of the first episode that to hurt Optimus they have to use love. And after watching this show thrice, I must ask, what love? There is no love in the Autobots in this show, not even with Optimus and Elita, because their chemistry is boring and non-existent. Elita 1 is a shining example of why I don't like the Autobots in this show. Elita 1 complains. She talks behind Optimus Prime's back. She says she trusts him, but her actions state otherwise. She's a good leader in this show, and she'll probably go on to lead the Autobot resistance on Cybertron since the Ark departed through the space bridge, and I admire that about her, I really do. I just don't like how this show tackled her personality. She even says, "I don't even know what we're fighting for anymore." What kind of a messed up line is that? You're fighting to survive. You're fighting for each other. You're fighting for a Cybertron that's free and safe. So why is there so little faith within the Autobots if what they're fighting for is so obvious? A lot of people say that Optimus Prime is the issue here because his character is pretty flawed in this show, and yeah, I agree. I'm disappointed that Peter Cullen wasn't casted in Siege because I believe he could have made this character amazing. In this show, Optimus doesn't give his team a reason to believe in him. He has all the best intentions in mind, but he's kinda dumb. And while I don't really blame him for that because, as Alpha Trion says, he's still learning, he's a new leader, he just takes in all the doubt and confusion the Autobots have in him and doesn't do anything to prove himself or make the Autobots have faith. Which was really sad because that's what the Autobots needed the most in these desperate times. This Optimus is definitely not my Optimus. Among the rest of the Autobots, the only ones I can say I enjoyed were Magnus, Mirage, and Ratchet, of course. The rest of them are pretty generic and follow the same pattern. The bland voice acting throughout does not help with that at all. A lot of the voice actors casted either sound almost the same or they should have voiced a different character. The voice acting isn't terrible, but I think they could have gone for more variety. The Decepticons suffered the same issue, but I'm going to be blunt here. In the abundance of Transformers shows I've seen, I mostly prefer the Autobots' characters over the Decepticons for one reason or the other. But in Siege, I can safely say that for the first time, I liked the Decepticons more than the Autobots. Hence why I'm wearing the Decepticon insignia today. The Decepticons are actually entertaining. They bicker, they brutalize each other, and scheme behind Megatron's back because that's what the Decepticons do. And would you look at that? They go through more character development than the Autobots. Wow! Didn't see that coming. No, I'm serious. Jetfire and Impactor are by far the best characters in this show. Their arcs are beautiful. How they get from point A, being ruthless killers, to point B, becoming gentler bots and turning to the side of good, was just, mwah, chef's kiss. That's what makes me believe that this show has so much more potential than meets the eye. Yes, I just said that, don't at me. So as we close the curtains on this small review, I will say, if you hate this show, I can see why. But if you don't, great! It's not a perfect masterpiece, but I think it's fine for what it is. Should it be the first Transformers show you watch if you're just getting into it? No, probably not. But I believe that this show is a spectacle worthy of viewing.